Hi there, welcome to my collection review. Now, I do have a lot of stuff to go through, so I'm going to be pretty brief on this. As you can see, there's a load of boxes there. Unfortunately, I just gave a quick show of the boxes because it's not the boxes that we want to see what's inside those boxes. Anyway, before I actually start my review, I just want to mention that in my last video, I mentioned about a Fendt tractor and a HO scale switcher. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning those is because on my last video I never said the manufacturers of them. Like the Fendt tractor was made by Keebri and the HO scale switcher was made by Bachmann. Right, now to start the review, we are going to start with this box. Inside this box is road vehicles. So first up, I think this one was shown in my last video. It's made by Wiking. It is a Jaguar S-Type. It's got little people in there, nice windshield, nice little headlights, all wheels roll around, because that's what I want. When I bought it, it did have when I bought it, I think that because I bought it second hand off eBay, someone had snapped the tow bar off when it was delivered to me, but I believe that there was supposed to be a tow bar, because I have seen other pictures of these where they've actually got tow bars on them. But I'm not bothered about that. I don't think I'm supposed to have a tow bar on a sports car. Anyway, that's my Jaguar S-Type. Moving on. Right, next up, tractor trailer made by Keebri. Obviously, I only have the one tractor, which is the Fendt tractor. So, all double wheels underneath, nice spare wheel there. The bogey pivots, which is what you want for realisticness. It's inside it. And that's the back end. That's the front end. That's the other side. And that's inside. Right, moving on to the tractor. So this is the Fendt tractor. It's got a nice little light on top of there. It does have two exhaust pipes. It's got this one here which faces that way, and this one here which faces that way. Not sure why they face different directions. Got wing mirrors. Does have if you can see the reflection, glass in the, well, it's not glass, it's plastic inside to show inside the cab. Does have a steering wheel on seat inside there. Got nice front end, steering works, suspension. So yeah, pretty nice. It's underneath just to show that the steering is supposed to work. You can actually see the steering pivots. The tow bar on the back does have another connector for connecting non-wheeled implements. If I can just get this on the camera just to show. You see a little bar that I'm moving about to clip other implements on. But one thing I am going to show you is how this trailer actually clips onto this, because it is quite easy to clip on and off if you know what you're doing. All you do is, if you can see where I'm putting this, it does go into there. Let me try and get that better on the camera. Fortunately, I'm trying to do this quick because I've done this video a couple of times and it has messed up on there. It ended up being too long because there's a lot of stuff. So all you do is push that in there and that is clipped on. Moves about quite nicely, as you can see. It is on there quite strong. I'll give it a bit of a tug about. So yeah, pretty good. Moving on. Right, sorry if there's a change in the light because not long just had my dinner. Anyway, back to the review. So moving on. So this next one is now made by Oxford Diecast. It is another trailer. Yeah, it says right there, rail freight. It's got a little symbol there, a few decorative patterns. That's the front of it. That's the other side of it. It's the back of it. It's the top of it. Just there's a number plate. You can see does have a stand. That stand does fold in, which it's supposed to, because it goes to this, which is a Scamel Scarab. It's got that symbol again. It's got little words there, with little bit of writing there, which is, oh Christ, 4481W, I believe. At the top there, don't know if you can see it, does say British Railways. It's got a nice little headlight in front there. Number plate. It's the side of it. It's the back of it. It's got a number plate there. Obviously, windows. There are plastic inside there. You can see on the reflection there. And back to the front. It's the top of it. And underneath, you've got the wheels, which is a three-wheeler. This is what it looks like with its trailer. Hold on a minute, let me couple it on properly so I can actually, there we go. Last time when I tried to show this on my other video, it kept on slipping off. I realised what it was. There was a part on this that looks like where it plugs onto, but it doesn't actually plug onto that. Anyway, moving on. Right, this is another piece made by Wicking. It is a Mercedes L10000. That's the side of it. That's the front of it. It's got plastic and windows again. It's got a nice Mercedes badge on the front there and there. Headlights. I have actually looked at pictures on this on the internet. It is actually very close to being very to the detail, except for them poles are supposed to be a bit longer and have flags on them. I believe that this did serve in World War One, possibly, possibly World War Two as well. Not 100% sure on that. At the back here, we have a tow bar that I've made myself. Can't really see it that well. Oh, you can there. That's just a metal bar that I braced between the plastic, so it sits in there quite nicely. This isn't just like this. Well, that's the top of it, and that's the bottom. Now it is actually supposed to have single wheels all the way around. Like I said, I've actually seen pictures of this. But this actually comes with another feature. Look at it the right way. Yeah, that's it. It actually has a canvas. That's a nice little truck. I'm going to remove that canvas for a second because I want to show that this tow bar does actually work. I have actually got a trailer. This isn't the trailer for this, this is to another one. But you could actually see that being a matching truck. So that's quite nice. The only thing that will give it away of it being different is that part, because that's different colour to that. Yep. Anyway, moving on to this trailer. Let me just show you that once more with the canvas. That's the back, side, front, and the other side, and on top. So moving on to the trailer. So this trailer, when I bought it off eBay, it was second hand again. Someone actually sold it me with these tubes, which go on there. But I'm not going to faff about too much with these tubes because I want to show the actual vehicle. So once again, all single wheels, which you can have on trailers. It's got a spare wheel there. Oh, I didn't show the spare wheel on this. This has a spare wheel as well. You can see it right there. That thing there is actually a spare wheel. As you can see, it's round. Anyway, back to this one. So I'm trying to do this quick because I've got a lot of stuff to show. So that's the top of it. The side, this is a drop side, but unfortunately on these none of the sides actually drop. I don't have any road vehicles that actually open. That's the front. The bogie does pivot. And that's the top. Now this is also canvas. I'm going to get it the right way, which is that way. Yeah, that way. Yeah, that's it. And then there it says Zeitwert, which means time plate. That's the back of it. It's the other side. And that's the other side, the front. Now, moving on to what actually pulls this. It is another Mercedes. Once again, it does say Zeitwert, and this does remove. Has more tubes inside there. There was 9 of them, but I lost one. So, moving on to this. Got the Mercedes badge there. Plastic in the windows again. It's got seating and all sorts. Same on the rest of them. That's the side of it. That's the back of it. Now, if you can see, it does actually have back windows there. Bring it a bit closer so you can see it. There you go. Nice tow bar there. Underneath, spare wheel at the back here. Double wheels there. And single wheels there. This is made by Wolfgang as well. So obviously you can tell that they're not skipping out on the wheels. They do actually have double wheels. But I will not buy articulated ones of these because when you detach a trailer, it looks ugly on the cab. I know that I could have bought one, but I gave it to my little brother. Oh, wrong tubes. So I don't want to lose the tubes. Just let me pause the video while I put these back in. So yeah, I've put the canvas on, but I've got it on the wrong way. Turn that around. So it does have a little bit of a marking there to show where it opens and closes, so you know which way round these go. And obviously, the tow bar and that joins together nicely. So yeah, moving on. Right, articulated trailer made by Dicky. It does have a cab to it. I'll show the cab in a minute. It's underneath, single wheels on the trailer. That's where it hooks onto the cab. It's got a stand there, but it doesn't fold or nothing. So that's the side of it. That's the back. That's the other side. And that's the front. It looks like you can see the words better from this angle. So there we've got Spalter, which means splitter. And you got here unser Hopfen, which means our hops. And then you got here unser Bier, which is our beer. This is all German, by the way. So moving on to the cab. This is a MAN TG 460. Got plastic windows again, no wing mirrors. Not sure where the exhaust pipe's supposed to be. It could be something on the back here. Fortunately, this is not that detailed, but it has got some good features. It's got the MAN badge on the front there. Fortunately, the lights are not coloured or nothing, so it's a bit standard. It's got a windscreen visor at the top here. That's the side of it. That's the back of it. It's the other side. That's the front. It's the top. And that's the bottom. Just there. Spare wheel. Double wheels here. Single wheels there. As it's supposed to be. Trailer. And there we have it. Nice manoeuvres. Moving on. Another articulated truck. It's just a trailer. This one's made by, one sec, Scorso, which I believe is pronounced. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't really look into that. But that's the side of it. Next is Lion Bar. And then you got written here. That way. Right. Vorsicht Besiege, which means be careful. If you remember on the advert would advertise be careful because I think it was a person that was being chased by a lion for his Lion Bar. That's the back end Obviously you got the Nestle Lion bar at the back there. It's the other side. That's the front. That's the top. It's underneath. Once again, single wheels on that bit. That's where it hooks onto the truck once again. And you got the stand. Even though that these are made by two different manufacturers, I can actually couple this trailer to the other truck. Anyway, moving on to the cab. This one, Mercedes Actros. That's the side of it. That's the back of it. Exhaust pipe there. And so this one's pretty much a bit more detailed. It's the other side. That's the front. You've got the Mercedes-Benz badge there. And you've got the word Actros. Obviously you can see where the lights are supposed to go. There's your indicators and headlights, fog lights. Once again, another window visor, windshield visor. Plastic windows again with interior. This time we have mirrors on this one. Oh yeah, pretty nice. Oh yeah, that's the top of it. That's underneath. Once again, spare wheel again. Double wheels here, single wheels here. And this is it with its trailer. Works really well. Moving on to the double L gauge. So first up, we're going to start with some track. This is a second radius double curve. Got two pieces. I do have a lot more track than this, but them elsewhere. Just showing you bits of what I couldn't put into boxes. So yeah, there's those two. Moving on. Uncoupling ramp. I will show in about 5 minutes how this thing actually works. But yeah, this one, those ones, the two curves that I just showed you are nickel and silver. I think this is actually steel rails, but this is the only thing I'd use steel rails on, because steel rails are not really that good for trains. They cause too much corrosion. Moving on. Right, next one, switch point. I believe that this is nickel and zinc to switch, so it is a proper working switch point. There is a bit of damage there, but I'm hoping to replace this. Moving on. Right, I'm going to start with something a little silly. This is a train, believe it or not. Now you're going to think, how the frig now is a train going to fit in there? But inside this box we actually have a locomotive, a tender and a carriage. So it's not a locomotive, it is actually a train. And I did say that I had one of these before, but it broke on me and I was going to re-get it. And I did so. It's the Stephenson's Rocket. Anyway, I'm going to pause the video and get it out of the box. So, here's the locomotive. Now, a lot of people glue these people on. I don't. I leave him stuck on this while he's in the box, because his arm broke while it was in the box, because he kept moving about everywhere. But I can actually remove him from this. I use blue tack. Now that's easily to wipe up off there. All you have to do is roll it into a ball and it will come off. The reason why I'm not doing that now is because I want him sat on there. So yeah, Stephenson's Rocket, built 1826 I believe, and served events in 1829. When I rebought this, that piston was broke, so I took the piston off the other one and changed it. It was very simple to do. That's the one side of it. It does say Rocket there. That's the back of it. Let me move the driver. You can see the firebox there. Let's put him back on. That's the other side. That's the front. And just here is the controls to drive the engine. Moving on. This is the rocket's tender, obviously. I prefer these couplings to anything, so I don't care that this is actually made by Triangle, because I can couple normal wagons to this, which is very ideal if you want to do a layout the way that I want to do mine. You've got coal there, the water barrel. That's the one side, that's the other side, that's the other side. Now, there is a little tiny hook thing here which hooks onto the rocket, and that's underneath it. Right there you can see a magnet. You can see where that's actually hooked on as well. So yeah, nice little feature. I'm going to put that there a minute. Moving on. The carriage. Non-sprung buffers. Buffers are not sprung. The wheels do move. It says on there, starting from this side, Liverpool. Dispatch Railway Company. And there, Manchester. So it's the yellow name. Liverpool and Manchester. Right, that's one side of it. That's one end of it. It's the other side. And that's the other end. That's the top. That's underneath. Now I'm going to show you this. As it says, I'll show you how this actually works. I am actually going to put my thumb there so nothing falls off. But this actually works really well. This is the uncoupling ramp. I'll show you why it's called an uncoupling ramp. Right, so if I do that, like that, I can actually keep pulling that over that uncoupling ramp. Even do it on a bit of a slant, just to show that it does hold. Now, if I leave that still, I do that. Hold on, there we go. I have actually now just detached that from the carriage. That's how the uncoupling ramp works. That's why that bit presses down. So when the couplings are locked in place, it'll press down on that so it can carry on going over it. You have to reverse slightly, and then that'll bounce up, pushing the couplings up to detach it. Moving on. Hi, Hornby. 042 tank engine. I'm going to get it out the box now. Beautiful little 042. Got British Railways logo there on the side. Does have handrails. They are not just moulded to there, they are actually 3D handrails. Not 3D printed, they are actually sticking out is what I mean. The buffers are not sprung. It's got a nice chimney there. Not sure what that's meant to be for. You've got the dumbbell there. Not sure what that is, and then just behind that is the whistles. There's a smoke box at the front. It's got a number up there if you can see. Number 1419. It's got a nice little handrail going over there. I can see something. Oh no, that's the wheel arch is what I can see there. Right, that's the other side. It does have suspension on these wheels, back ones. You see me pressing that up and down? Let me try. Yeah, that's towards there. See, you can actually see me pressing the wheel up and down. Ow, ow. Sorry about that. I tend to have cramp going in my hands because I damaged my hand quite a while ago. That's the back end of it. That's the other side. And just there is the number once again, 1419. So yeah, nice little tank engine. Top of it, you got your water, where you fill the water up, water hatches. That's the word I was looking for. There, it's got some other little features all the way around. Don't want to go into too much of it because I've got a lot of stuff to show off. Anyway, that's my L42 tank engine. Moving on. Right, another locomotive. I did show this one in my last video. Oxford Rail. I'm now going to get it out the box. Anyway, this is my L42 locomotive. Got front railgate, freely spinning wheels, which is what you want. Same on the L42. Had those wheels that you could freely spin. So obviously these are the drive wheels. That's why it's known as an L42. 4 guide wheels, 4 drive wheels, 2 trailing wheels. Right, just here is the number 3520. It's got Southern written there. There's your chimney, your dumbbell, and your whistles. Now this is actually really detailed, but I'm not going to show it all. Handrails stick out good and proper. It is actually a really nice locomotive. Right, buffers, sprung. Got the piston on the outside on this one. Right, that's the back end. You can see the brake hose there. That's the other one, other side. That's the smoke box. It does have plastic in the windows, but you can actually see through it if you can see the reflection. So yeah, nice little logo. That's the top of it. That's the bottom. Got all its brake rods. There's nothing false about this whatsoever. Well, same with most of my stuff. There's nothing actually false with them. Apart from some of them might be missing brake pads and stuff like that. But that doesn't really matter. It's the look that we really want. Anyway, moving on. Right, back to Hornby Railways. I bought this one. I bought the Stephenson's Rocket. But it's a 264. Which is a really nice locomotive. I'll open it up and show you inside. Comes with a few accessories. Inside this there's 2 brake hoses, a driver and a fireman. And when I say fireman, I mean the person who actually shovels the coal into the fire. Anyway, locomotive. Absolutely massive. It is not small. There you got the number 2300 LMS, which is London Midland Scottish Railway. Front bogie swings as it's supposed to. All 6-wheel drive. Nothing false, all wheels are flanged. Same on the trailing wheels, which that also moves about. So that's the one side of it. Oh, you got the chimney, dumbbell. Not sure what they am, but just behind those is the whistle. So that's one side of it. Oh, buffers, not sprung. That's the back end. Obviously there's no brake hose on there because I haven't put them on yet. I just showed you them in the bag. That's the other side. I want to be careful not to press on the pistons. I can slightly show you them move a little bit. You can roughly see what's going on. I think this side shows it best. I'll show you the other side again in a minute. That's the front. On the front you got the number. Well, when I say front, I mean smoke box. So yeah, you can see how all that moves together. Obviously that's supposed to swing back and forth as well. It won't show it that well. It does show it on this side. So you can actually see it. Yeah, you can see it move. But obviously I can't really roll the wheels round because it's attached to a motor. Alright, that's the top of it. Nice coal bunker at the back. Same in the L42. I forgot to show that the on the L42, 442, sorry. On the 442 there was actually a water hatch inside the coal bunker. It's got a couple. That one's got a couple of little features there. Obviously, where to fill the water up on. This one is actually at the front here. There's one each side to fill up the water tanks. So yeah, that's the top of it, and that's the bottom. So moving on. Right, I believe I showed this in my last video. It's Lima. It's a 262. Oh hell no, I was supposed to show this one first, then the other one. So someone must have messed up the order that I had them set in, and it doesn't really matter. Anyway, it's my 262. Front trailing wheels, pivot on a bogey. Back trailing wheels, pivot on a bogey. Now with Lima, you can get false features where these wheels could be bald, these ones are not, and you can get them where they're not attached to the connecting rod, which these ones are connected to the connecting rod. So that does give off the complete 6-wheel drive. But this one's quite funny because now this wheel here is where the motor is connected to. If you look on the back of the wheel, you may or may not just be able to make out the cog. So the motor only pushes that wheel, but that wheel's attached by a bar to this wheel, which obviously the connecting rods connect with all the other wheels. So quite funny. Anyway, there you got the British Railways logo. On the back here, you got the number 5574. Chimney, flat dumbbell, whistles. For Lima, this is actually quite detailed. Anyway, that's the one side of it. It's the smelt box. That's the other side. That's the back end. Obviously, when I'm not mentioning about plastic being in the windows, that means that there is none. That's the top of it. Unfortunately, the water hatch is missing from there, but I could probably end up getting one for it, so I'm not really complaining about that. But all the other features are there. That's the top of it, and that's underneath. Moving on. Right, if you like 040s and 4-wheel drives, do I have a treat for you? We're moving on to this box. Let's get it open. So first up, industrial tank engine. No sprung buffers. 4-wheel drive, which is standard 040. Got the letters there, NA, which is northeastern. Number there, 67. Sorry. Chimney, dumbbell, and it's missing its whistle. But I could probably replace that because I do actually have some broken locomotives where they've still got whistles. I just haven't got round to actually serving these up properly yet. Back there, coal bunker. So that's the one side. That's the back of it. That's the other side. That's the smart box. And then that's the top of it. And that's underneath. Quite weird because this only has one pickup, but it still gives off the positive and negative. Oh, it's this side. Okay. Yeah. If you can see, there's like a little metal rim that attaches to those wheels, but there is not one on this side. All you got is the connecting rods that connect the wheels up to give it 4-wheel drive. Runs really nicely, this, to be honest. Right, moving on. Another industrial tank engine. Non-sprung buffers. It's got the number 7178. It's got a little symbol there. I believe that this is Caledonian Railways. Anyway, that's one side of it. That's the back of it. That's the other side. That's the smelt box. Right, I'm going to come back to this side a minute because chimney, dumbbell, whistle. So it is quite neat. neatly detailed. Obviously, like I said on the other one, it's missing its whistle. Anyway, that's the top of it. That's the bottom. Once again, it only has the one pickup. It's the same on the rocket. The rocket only has one pickup as well. I don't know how it manages to configure to moving backwards and forwards, but it does work, and they are really, really nice. Moving on. Oh, those are made by Triang, by the way. Anyway, back to Hornby Railways. It is a replica, a remodel of the Holden tank. This one's Great Western, number 101. Now, this used to be an oil burner. Unfortunately, this one is not. It only burnt coal, because when it got rebought out of the scrapyard, and it was scrapped in 1911, I think it was scrapped. Someone rebuilt it back up. Found it in the scrapyard and rebuilt it back up. Anyway, so that's the one side of it. Chimney, dumbbell, whistles. Now, one of those whistles I did put in there myself, so I got it off one of the other locomotives that was broken. Well, it's only one locomotive I got that's broken, except for the rocket, which I gave away, the broken one. Anyway, so there is your water hatches. Now, them are actually riveted, but that's where you would have filled it up with oil. Obviously, they didn't want the oil on the water to contract, otherwise it could end up blowing up the boiler. So they stopped the oil pieces being used and replaced all the pipes. This one is actually a passenger locomotive. Anyway, got the coal bunker there. Unfortunately, the coal piece is missing, but that's the one side. That's the back end. There is some detail in the cab, same on most of them. That's the other side. That's the smoke box. Obviously, outside pistons on this one. That's the top end. That's underneath. Moving on. Right, I'll be relocating in a minute, but before I do, show the last locomotive that's in this box. It is a Drummond M7, non-sprung buffers. Obviously, bogie moves about. It's got no guide wheels, just the 4 drive wheels and 4 trailing wheels. There, it's got Southern 245. Alright, that's the one side of it. Oh, I forgot to shout. Chimney, dumbbell, whistle. So that's the one side of it. That's the back end of it. That's the other side. That's the smoke box. Now the smoke box on this, I think I showed this in my last video, but it is worth showing because it is a good feature to have. Just give me a minute. Oh crikey. I'm gonna pause the video a minute. Right, here we go. Managed to do what I was trying to do. The smoke box opens. So that's the top of it. And that's the bottom. I'm going to show that again with the smoke box, so you can actually see me. I actually found a good way of doing so. So you can see that it's shut. That's awesome, and there is some detail inside there, as you can see, there's all pipes and stuff. So it is actually meant to open, which is a good feature. Moving on and relocating. Right, relocated, so welcome back. Just want to point out a little something on this, I'm not sure if I mentioned it. I also bought this when I rebought the Stephenson rocket. Right, moving on to wagons. First up, Oxford Brown again. It is a Wallwell tank, a Wallwell flatbed with a tank on it. a Sherman tank. So, pausing the video to get it out of the box. So, we're going to start with the Warwell flatbed. Unfortunately, it has got a bit of missing parts, but that could be war damage in my eyes. But when I bought this, the person who actually sold to me said that this was brand new in the box. I actually found out that this was not brand new in the box, because there was a load of broken pieces on it. Well, I managed to fix those pieces. Like the gun on the tank, it was actually glued on sideways with rubber glue. I peeled all the rubber glue off and super glued it back on, where it looks much more neater. Anyway, on this, it's got a little bit of writing there. Can't actually read it because it's too small. But if you get one of these, you could probably use a magnifying glass or something to read it yourselves. But all the stuff that I've actually got, I would actually recommend. Some of this stuff is absolutely amazing. I mean, look at this. Usually, with the couplings, the bow just twists with them. These ones don't. Unfortunately, that is supposed to swing about and get it to do so. Yeah, you can swing that, but it swings separately to the bogey. Let me show you that. Unfortunately, the reason why it doesn't swing that well is because these couplings don't actually need to swing. Unfortunately, it actually came with small couplings, which I put to one side in with another wagon where I just keep all my couplings that I don't use. So I prefer the big ones, but these was really easy to change. As you can see, there's a bit of super glue on this one because I tried to fix a wagon for my little brother and gave him a coupling. I glued that onto it and then I realised that I needed this coupling, so after the broken locomotive where I nicked the whistle for that one locomotive I mentioned, the Holden tank, I nicked a coupling off that and managed to fix his wagon. Anyway, so this one, there's the side of it, it's got a little brake wheel there. That's the one end of it. The other side, another brake wheel there. That's the other end. Now, on here, as you can see, them chains look a bit out of place. That's nothing to worry about because these are actually proper chains. I can actually move those around. And those ones. Well, it's really nice. So that's the top of it.
Both wanted to be teachers, beloved by everyone.
And that's underneath. Got all the brake rods and everything. The brake pads are actually quite strange on this because where you can see this bar going across, that's the bar leading to the brake pads on each side. It's also got it on there, obviously the same on the other bowser. So moving on to the tank. Now this Sherman tank is awesome. I love this tank because it's not just something that you put on top of a wagon and let it go around on the track and that. No, I can actually move this gun up and down. I can swing it side to side and move it about. There's the other gun that I super glued on. So you can't actually tell that that's actually been super glued on. Unless you can bring it right close, and you should just be able to see a little bit of whiteness where it snapped off. But other than that, that looks awesome. But this, sitting on the thing now, check out the wheels on this. Watch this wheel mainly because you'll see this proper. Oh look, it's spinning and I'm moving the track.
There's someone else involved in this person.
And the tracks actually move separately.
Are they ever going to find who did this?
So this is underneath it. Show this first because I love these tracks. You can actually see me moving that, and that one's staying still on this side. That's because they move separately, but this one also moves, and it's supposed to do that. If I hold it like that, oh, this is another wheel that you can tell that moves as well, but this one is more easier to see. If I push that across my fingers, you can actually see that them tracks really do move. So you can actually roll that on the thingy and then tracks. So I had to fix one of the wheels because it was wobbling out of place. a little bit of super glue, fixed it right up. You can just about see a little bit of super glue poking through on that bit. You can, oh, it's hard to see on here. But you can't really notice that, especially if it's that way up. So anyway, that's the one side of it. That's the back end. And that's the other side. One second, I'm turning that TV off. It's probably interfering with the sound. And I'm not really watching it, so goodbye to that. It's the other side. That's the front. Show them moving about. That's the top. Show how well that gun really moves. Obviously, once again, that's underneath. So, moving on. Just to let you know that Warwell on the tank I bought when I rebought the Stephenson's rocket. Now this is what's going to measure is this box what I'm going to pull out in a minute. Right, this is what's going to measure. We're moving on to this box. Now there was a couple more wagons inside this, but I've removed them just to show something completely amazing. All those wagons there, £33. I'll say £39 post and package. That's still not bad because I have a crane inside here, and that alone is worth, well, it's worth about 40. So technically, I paid nothing for a lot of these wagons. So first up, we're going to start with freight wagons. This one came with a £33 stuff. It's got there, Pinkston. Underneath there it says collar is limited, so Pinkston collar is limited. It's got a number there. Oh, Pinkston collar is limited, Nottingham. Underneath that there's a little number there saying 13 tons, I think. And then over here it says 930. Underneath that it's got 613. Oh, there's dashes between those numbers, that's why I said I'm not that. Anyway, so that's one side of it. This is made by Lima, by the way. So that's one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top of it. It is supposed to have a coal load in there, but I don't use fake stuff. As I said, I want this to be as realistic as possible. And that's underneath. Moving on. Right, next one also come with the 30 odd pound stuff. This one's made by Pecco. It's got Peterborough Coupe Society Limited. Obviously it doesn't actually say Society, but the SLC stands for Society. It's got a Y dash between it as well. Bring it a little closer. So yeah. Underneath that, can't see it on that side. Oh no, it's underneath here, that's why I can't see it. So where I'm tapping my finger, 137. This has some real good features. The buffers are sprung. Watch carefully, because this is awesome, I think. Actually has suspension, real working suspension. Let me try and find one that shows it better. May show it better on the other side. No, which one shows it off really good? Oh no, I was pressing the right one. That one that shows it really good. Here you can actually see that bit there actually moving when I press on the wheel. I have actually pushed this along the track and it does move really smoothly. There was only one downfall with this, so I wouldn't actually buy these, but because it come with the £30 stuff, I decided to chop the old couplings off. As you can see, there's cardboard underneath that. I super glued those ones on. But all in all, it's a really nice coal truck. So that's the one side, that's the one end, that's the other side, and that's the other end. That's inside, that will top, and that's underneath. Really nice coal truck. Moving on. Right, these came with the £33 stuff. The reason why I say these is because there's two of them. They're made by Triangle. So as you can see, there's two of them. I'll only show the one. Buffers not sprung, no suspension, so it's just pretty standard. It's got on it the Gaslight and Coke Co. 658, which is there. And then here, sorry, I need to read on this side because it's got some corrosion on the other side. And this is actually quite hard to read. Let me try the other one. Yeah, right, so there. And I'm tapping my finger. Got, oh, I should start with this side actually. Oh, that's a bit corroded, but it says tear 650. So it'd be there, just to show that it really is just under the 652. Can you see the little writing underneath? Get closer to the camera, try and get some light on it. Yeah, you can make out that there's letters there. And on this side, load 12 tons. So that's the one side, that's the one end, that's the other side, that's the other end. That's the top, and that's the bottom. Moving on. Right, another one made by Triangle. This came with a £33 set as well. At the top here, you got by appointment, and on this side you got to HM the King. Then you got Paul and Co. Nave 65. In the middle there it says Cremorne, I think that's pronounced. And over here you got Wharf London. And you got 65 there. Underneath that, so underneath the 65 you got Tear 152. And on this side here, load 2 tons. So that's one side. The buffers are not sprung, no suspension, it's just the same as the other ones, but with a different graphic. So that's one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. That's the bottom. Moving on. Alright, another one that came with the £33 set, made by Lima. It is another coal truck, as you can see there. NBC, National Coal Board. Over this side, it says there, National Coal Board. We've got a little, if you can see that little square, it's actually got the letters KP in the middle of it. There it says Cardiff. Over this side you got, oh, I should have started with this side, sorry, it's hard to see because I'm looking at the screen and looking at this, so it's hard to read it backwards. So there it's got 1879, and it's got a little symbol there which kind of looks like Pac-Man. and then obviously it says their card in. So that's it, made by Lima. So that's the one side, that's the one end, it's the other side, it's the other end, it's the top. There was a coal load in this again, obviously removed to add real stuff, and that's underneath. It's made by Lima, it came with the £33 set. Moving on. Right, another Lima piece, but this did not come with the £33 set. It is a cement wagon, Blue Circle cement. There is a lot of writing on there, but it's too small for me to read. But just next to the Blue Circle there, it actually says Blue Circle cement. But there is writing down here, and that's what I can't read. There's also some writing there, which I can't read. It's even too small to actually show up on the camera, but you can actually make out that there is writing. So if you ever get one of these, probably best to get a magnifying glass to read it. So anyway, that's the one side. Got a nice little ladder going up there to a foot plate on top, which has handrail. So that's the one side. Non-sprung buffers. I should have mentioned on that other coal truck before this one that had no sprung buffers and no suspension. There was only that one coal wagon that had suspension, to be honest. So I don't have to keep mentioning about suspension. So that's the one side. That's the back end. Nice little handrail there with a handbrake on it. It's the other side. It's not a handbrake, sorry. Brake wheel. You don't call them handbrakes on trains. Brake wheels. It's the front end. There's how you empty the cement out on top. That's how you fill it up. So that's the top. That's the bottom. Moving on. Right. This came with the £33 set. It's Hornby Triangle. It's a Shell petrol tanker. Obviously, right there it says Shell. Its buffer's not sprung. There is a bit of damage there, as you can see on this end. So that was one side. This is the one end. That's the other side. It's got BP there, but unfortunately a bit of corrosion has happened to that. It's got a little symbol there, a little star. That's the other end. Obviously on this side again, got the star there. That's the top. That's the bottom. Now I do actually have two of these, but unfortunately they're different design. But still same company. Obviously a bit corrosion, but it's got there the Shell logo. It's exactly the same as the other one. So that's, oh, it's got the number there. 5056. Yeah, that one doesn't have a number on it. It's got that star symbol again. So that's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. That's the bottom. Moving on. Oh, those tankers came with the £33 sale. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not. Anyway, moving on to Hornby Railways once again. It's another wagon. Come with the £33 set. The reason why I didn't do this with the rest of the coal trucks is because this is not actually a coal truck. Buffers are not sprung. It's got here North Stand, Limited, Fish Docks, Grimsby, 480. It's that number there. Don't tap my finger. So yeah, this is actually used for shipping fish. If you like seafood, you'll like this truck. So that's the one side. That's the one end. It's the other side. It's the other end. It's the top. And that's the bottom. Moving on. Right, next one. This came with the £33 set. If you're an alcoholic, you'll love this truck. Well, it's not a truck, It's a box band. All socks. So on there. Both there and there. It's got number 4. I'd say exactly the same. Just underneath there. Same again. It says trademark. There is little. Oh, this yeah, little. You can see that white square. So there it says lager. So there. I think that's supposed to be a G in the middle to say lager. And then on the other side, beer. But this has some good features. So, non-sprung buffers. Look, that's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. And that's the bottom. Now, when I said that this has some good features, check this out. Wait for it. Oh, look at that, the door's open. I open this side first, and then open the other side, so it looks magnificent. I'm going to turn it around and do exactly what I did. So, I'm opening the back door, the door towards me. Now, I'm opening the door towards the camera. Now, closing the door towards me. And closing the door towards the camera. Moving on. Right, 2 wagons here, almost exactly the same. Well, technically they are exactly the same, there's only one slight difference with them. This one, triangle, and has metal couplings, non-sprung buffers. And then this one, made by Hornby Railways, plastic couplings, non-sprung buffers. So which one do I show off? Shall we keep it to the original and go triangle? It all says exactly the same stuff. SR, Southern Region. Over in this corner, should I be pointing at that corner? Yeah. Over in this corner, you got 10 tons, and then the number 51915. In the middle here, to be returned to Lewis. And over here, it says Tear 6131. Obviously, I said the numbers like that again because there's dashes between the numbers. So that's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. And that's the bottom. Metal wheels. Same on this one, it says exactly the same. It's just got plastic couplings. So I'll only show this one quickly. It's just that, and it's made by Hornby Railways. But other than that, it's exactly the same. Moving on. By the way, these came with £33 set. I may have spoke a bit too soon when I unpaused the video. Moving on. So what I actually said was, by the way, these are part of the £33 set. Moving on. Sorry. Strike that back. Only one of these came with a £33 set because I bought the other one separate. Right, if I'm a fan of cereals, this one is for you. Kellogg's. It's another box band. Non-sprung buffers. This one's made by Hornby Triangle. This came with the £33 set. Yeah, yes it did. This came with the £33 set. Non-sprung buffers. That's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. And that's the bottom. Moving on. Hornby Triangle again. This came with the £33 set. It's a tanker. It's got there. Texaco. Does have some writing there. Actually, I can read some of that. No naked lights. Obviously, it's when the old gas lamps was about. I can't read all of that because can't read all of that because the writing's too small. Like that's one of the wheels stuck on this. There we go. Sometimes I do that. So yeah, my Texaco tanker, non-sprung buffers. That's the one side of it. There is supposed to be a ladder on the back here, but I can always buy one. I just haven't got round to it yet because I haven't really seen them on eBay because that's where I got all my stuff from. So that's one side. That's the front. That's the other side. That's the back. That's the top. There's a nice little walkway on top. Obviously, as it says, there's supposed to be a ladder on the back. And that's the bottom. Moving on. Right. Some other stuff that came with the £33 collection. Made by Hormy Triumph. Open grain wagon. Now, these can have lids. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. Buffer's not sprung. Does have the number there. 5833. So yeah, that's one side. The other side, you do have a ladder there. The reason why I'm showing this one first is because it's a bit deteriorated. It is supposed to have a logo on there. We'll see in a minute. That's the other end. It's got another ladder. That's inside it. That's the bottom. Right, the reason why I showed that one off quite quickly because come with the same set for £33, but this one has a bit more detail to it. As you can see, this one is closed. Right there, it's got BRT, which I think stands for British Rail Transportation. It's got on here good old Johnny Walker. Now the reason why these are called grain wagons is because they carried grain for top shelf huts, and obviously there it's got the same number 5833. So that's one side. The other side, as you can see, there is a ladder going all the way up. It does actually reach on to the lid, because on the lid there is a walkway. There is these little doors, but they don't open, which is a bit of a shame. That's the other side. That's the other end. I'll show that side again, because I'm not sure which way around I was actually spinning that. So that's the top. As it says, you can remove the lid. Obviously it's the same as the other one on the inside. And that's underneath. Now I do actually have stuff inside this, but I put it to one side because obviously it was just bits of scrap that I didn't really need to use. So moving on. Just to show the scrap that's inside there. Well, bugger it, I've dropped half of it. Let me pause the video and find all that. I'll move the camera up about in pieces. Like as it says, it's just a load of scrap that's inside there. I'll see as I pour it in. Shit. That tends to happen, it's just the sign that fell off that time. Now, there is a piece that I didn't put in there, which was that, and you'll see why I never put that in there just yet, because I've got something exciting. Moving on. Right, next one. This didn't come with the. This did not come with the £33 stuff. It's a flatbed wagon. It's supposed to hold containers. Made by Lima. It does have a lot of writing there, but I'm not going to try and read that because it's too small. So, buffer's not sprung. Oh, that's one side of it. That's the one end. It's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. As you can see, there is a lot of pattern on top of it. Ignore them stumps have a purpose. And that's underneath. Another little feature. which is this. It's a container. It's got written there, Freightliners Limited. A number up here, which is 221.87. It's probably the length of this. Alright, that's the one side. That's the front. That's the other side. And that's the back. Nice bit of detail for the doors. That's the top. And that's underneath. Now, as you can see, there's 2 pinholes there. Now this has 4 pins because you can actually get smaller containers, so these are supposed to be removable, as you're about to see now. So obviously you know what all that says on there. You know that that's that flat wagon that I just showed you. So let me turn that around. So that's the one side. That's the front. That's the other side. That's the back. That's the top. And that's the bottom. That's made by Lima. Moving on. Right. Hornby Railways. Once again. I have 2 of them. These did not come with the £33 set. These actually came together. So I'm going to show this one because unfortunately this one's a bit corrosion, as you can see. This one says LMS there, this one does not because it was wiped off. There is a place where, yeah, if I can try and show you. But you can see that there was lettering there of the LMS. You can just about make the S out if you look carefully enough. So I'm going to move on to this one. Turn it around. So here you've got the number 3855 in the middle there. Insulated milk van. And then obviously there, LMS, which is London Midland Scottish Railways. That number seems to be the same as something else. Hold on, I'm pausing the video, I just want to check something. Never mind about that. Very similar numbers. It had all the exact same numbers except for a different order. So that's the one side. That's the front, I think. Yes, I would believe that that was the front. Is it? Oh, no, it's not. I seem to have mistaken that. Sorry. So we'll start again with this. So that's the one side. That's the front. As you can see, it's got a generator on top there. Bit of detail. That's the one side. That's the back. That's the top. As it says, it does have the generator for generating the fridge. So that's what this is. It's a refrigerized wagon. That's underneath. Them wheels do move side to side as they're supposed to. As you can see, when I'm doing that, it moves the couplings. So yeah, show you that one is actually equivalent. It's hard to let me move back a bit. There we go. It's exactly the same. So once again, it does have the wheels that slide about. It's the bar that attaches to the couplings. So moving on. Right. Moving on to some freight. It is a wire drum. This one's open. It does have writing on it, but I can't really read that well. But I do have 2 of these. They are both open. They both say the exact same thing, but I can see the writing on this. I also have another one, but this one is closed. And it says the exact same as what I said on these. So, what we got here is Siemens Eddy Swan, right there. because I'm gonna check something on that. I'm pausing the video. Right, I can actually say it properly. It's Simmons Eddie Swan, British manufacturer, and it's got a number underneath 481246 to show that on the camera. Obviously, if I turn that round, looks like the writing's been knocked off on that bit where the number's supposed to be. Oh no, it just doesn't have the number underneath, but it says the exact same thing as what it says on that bit, except for there's a number underneath that one. Same on the other side. Yep, number's exactly the same. That's the open one. Obviously I showed the closed one just to show. Oh, get it right way round. It's exactly the same. Obviously you can't read writing that well, but oh, there we go. You can see it. It says the exact same thing as the others, except for the writing's not quite white on it, it's just bland to the box. Anyway, more bit of freight. It's a tube. I have 2 of those. And what they are for is this. Now it's kind of funny these being British manufacturer, because this wagon happens to be French. It is European, French. It does have some writing here. I'm not going to say all of it because it's too small and there's too much. But on this bit here, I am going to read some of it, not all of it. The top part's a number, and then just underneath that it's got SNCF. Yeah, so it's got SNCF on it, which means, sorry, I have actually looked into this. It means Société Nationale de Chemin du Fer Français. Société Nationale de Chemin du Fer Français. Du Fer, rather. Which means French National Railway Company. And that's how I know that this is French. It's got no buffers on it. It does have little steps there, a ladder going up, same on the other side. So that's the one side. It does have that feature as well where that lifts up. Now on this, when I show you, I'll show it third, right? So that's one side. That's the one end. The other side. That's the other end. Yeah, there is a bit of a broken bit there, but no worries about that. Doesn't actually affect the wagon. Accidents do happen. That's the top. Unfortunately, that folded out. That's why that didn't operate. And hold that like that, because that feature is to push cargo on and off this wagon, and that's underneath. Talking of cargo, I'm going to flip that round that way, so you can see it more open. And this I'm going to put there standing up like that. This one I'm going to put there. This one I'm going to put there. Oh, move it over a bit. This tube I'm going to put there. This tube I'm going to put there. This is my Boyd Batman, and this came with the £33 stuff. Moving on. Right, next wagon. This didn't come with the £33 set. It is my Boy Lima. It's got no sprung buffers. It does have a ladder going up there to a foot plate on top where you fill it up, because this is an oil tanker, as you can see from the word there, Mobil Oil. I'm not going to read all that because it's just information about the wagon and it's too small to read. So anyway, that's the one side. That's the front. It's the other side. Still got the ladder going up. That's the back. As you can see, there is once again a barrier with a brake wheel on it. That's the top where the foot plate is, and that's underneath. It's another bogie wagon. Moving on. Right, as I said in my last video, that Lima are coming up in the world, as you'll see from this wagon. This is made by Lima. This did not come with the £30 set. I bought this when I rebought the Stephenson's rocket. But anyway, it does have some features. You got just along there, BR2, rail freight underneath that, and then some other icons. I'm not going to read through that, it's too small. But this side, you got rail freight and some more information there that I'm not going to read. Right in the middle there, you have the British Railway sign. So that's the one. Oh, it doesn't have sprung buffers. Buffers are not sprung, but that's the one side. That's the one end. It does have brake wheels. You can just see them. They haven't just moulded on, but that doesn't matter. That's the other side. Oh, I'm going to try and hold it a bit better. There we go, that's the other side. And that's the other end. Now, when I said that Lima are actually coming up in the world, before I do that, right, that's the top, and that's the bottom. So, as I said, when I said that Lima are coming up in the world, check that out. Once again, the door's open, but this one has a weird feature where it actually separates the carriage, which is quite awesome. I'm closing the doors on the one side because I opened those first. And that's that. I want to show you on the other side, just to show how brilliant this is. I open these ones one at a time this time. And I'm going to close these ones one at a time. Oh, there you go. What do you think of that for Lima? I think that's brilliant. Well done, Lima. Moving on. Right, another Lima piece. It's a brake van. Doesn't have sprung buffers. Buffers are not sprung. As you can see, all my stuff has the exact same couplings, which is awesome. So that's the one side. There is a bit of writing down there. I'm not going to read all that. So I just said, well, I'm going to read it. Alright, there you go. 20-ton brake van. B, the letter B, and then a number after that. On this side, you got WS 15-0, 19 to 40. Not sure what that's all about. But that's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. And that's the other end. That's the top. And that's the bottom. Moving on. Right. Passenger wagon. Oh, that brake van came with the £33 stuff. Hornby Railways. Factor. This came with the £33 stuff as well. Well, 30 odd pound. It has. It's a track cleaning car. These alone about 30 to 40 pound can go for. But on there, along there, it says track maintenance department. This is actually a track cleaning car. Buffers are not sprung. One of the couplings are broke. Can't fix that coupling. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. And that's underneath. Obviously, you can see the track cleaners there. Awesome feature. They are sprung. Moving on. Right. Turning attention back to this, as you can see, all that's in there. That's from the old rocket, which obviously is the same as the other one, so it's pointless me actually reading this, but that's one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. And that's underneath. Moving on. Right, these did not come with the £33 set, but they are Hornby Railways. They are Caledonian four-wheel carriages. Both exactly the same. It's got third on the two outer doors, and on the middle door it's got first. I think that's said the right way. Oh no, these don't actually have the writing on it. It doesn't matter, I've actually got 5 of these, that's how I know it's supposed to say that. So, that's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the top. That's the bottom. The buffers are not sprung. And both of the carriages are exactly the same. Moving on. Once again, Hornby Railways. More four-wheel carriages, only this time. They are Great Western Railways. Now, when I said that I had 5 of the blue ones, these was not included to the 5. I do actually have 5 blue ones. I only have the 2 of these. These came with the £33 box. Buffers are not sprung. Oh, I'm pressing on the wrong one. Buffers are not sprung. But that's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. It's the roof. And that's underneath. It's the same as that one. And on these, yeah, sorry, I did say it back to front. It's them doors that have third written on them, and the one in the middle has first. It's pointless to the other one because it's exactly the same. Moving on. Right, back to Triangle, and also Great Western again. It's a nice coach. I actually have these with the other four-wheel coaches because it doesn't have the attachment to move from coach to coach, so I might as well have it with that, and it runs my Great Western Holden tank. Anyway, buffers are not sprung, but this is a quite nice piece. This actually belongs, I know what train this belongs to, and I'm hopefully going to get it soon. It belongs to the Lord of the Isles, which is a nice train. Anyway, that's the one side. It's the one end. That's the other side. That's the other end. That's the roof. Fortunately, a bit of corrosion there, but I can repaint that. And that's underneath. Moving on. Sorry, just moving back to this. I think I said that I bought this with the £33 stuff. I was wrong. I actually bought this separately. I just remembered. Anyway, Hornby Triangle. Breakdown. It is a wheel wagon. Now, I am going to. I'm going to take it off video in a minute. Right, the reason why I took that off video is because they're harder to actually take off than put on, but I can actually remove the wheels. The buffers are not sprung. So that's one side. That's the one end. The other side. The other end. The top without wheels. And underneath. Now, just to quickly show you that I haven't swapped the wagon. I'm going to put the wheels back on video. Hopefully I can do this quite quickly. Oh, slipped out of place. There we go. Come on. This one don't want to go on. Oh, there we go. That's all there is to it. So, that's one side with its wheels. That's the one end with its wheels. That's the other side with its wheels. That's the other end. And there's the wheels. Moving on. Right, my breakdown crane. Obviously, I built that for it. That is a separate hook to that one. And it holds on to the crane by that because I had to fix this crane. But it's no matter because I did a good job on it. Anyway, it's Hornby Railways. This is what holds the crane. So, buffers are not sprung. That's the one side. That's the front. That's the other side. And that's the back. That's on top. And that's underneath. Moving on. The next piece of the crane, which is made by the same company, Hornby Railways, is these are actually exactly the same. Obviously, because the crane is all one piece, buffers are not sprung. Does have a ladder there, so that's the one side. That's the one end. It's the other side, and that's the other end. Now, the reason why I said ends is because which one's the front and which one's the back? You can have these either way on the crane, and the crane sits in the middle. That's why it has those. Moving on to the crane. Right, this is the crane, as it says. I fixed this up myself. Inside there, where the spring is supposed to be, I've braced a piece of metal that actually holds this to its position of where I want it. This bar, I put that on myself using copper wire. Same there. The thick copper wire, I do have some, but it's somewhere and I'm can't be bothered to go and fetch it at the moment. But obviously you can see that I have actually built that from the way that the bars all bent up. But anyway, I can raise the crane. Obviously you can tell that I built the hook as well. I can lower that hook. This does work. And in a minute, if you watch along here, I'm going to bring it closer. You'll see that I've actually added a chain to this. Oh, twisted the wrong one. It's just about to change now. You can see the change in the chain. Yes, you can. You can actually see that that chain is fine links and then it opens up into wider links on the chain. Obviously, so that chain doesn't catch onto anything. That's as far as it goes. So look how low down that the hook can reach. If I lift that up some more, it still reaches pretty low. When it's there, it reaches to where it's actually supposed to reach, to the front of the crane. So if I was to put that on the track, that would actually be hovering above the track like it's supposed to. Right, I'm going to fold this down just so that you can see it a bit more. Oh, let's find the hook in first, shall we? To show how well this works. I'll show exactly how it goes as well. I'll turn it off the camera, pause the camera, just to show you quickly how it actually would vibe around on the track. While pausing. I know it's not on the track yet, but there's the hooks that are built for it hooked to the actual hook, so you can actually see that it does work. So here it is, how it would look if it was on the rails. As you can see, I have actually put it on the rails. Move that back a bit. And that's how it goes. Awesome. Moving on. Oh yeah, and then I have that trailing behind the crane. Right, now we have a train set. It's the Caledonian Oval. Let's open it up and see what's inside. So in here we have 2 track clips. Next, buffer stop. Moving on. It's just a standard buffer stop. So yeah, moving on. 8 pieces of second radius double curve, silver and nickel. Moving on. 2 single straights, silver and nickel again. Moving on. Standard Hornby train controller. Moving on. Standard Hornby transformer. Moving on. Standard 4-wheel coaches, and I was wrong, there is no writing on these. But like I did say, I did have 5 if you noticed on the first ones that I showed. They have plastic wheels, these have metal. Just to show that all 3 of them are in this box. 4 metal wheels. I'm not getting the other ones back out to try and show that off. But I've already showed these off more or less, so it's pointless showing on them. Moving on. Now we come to this, the Class D, number 1203. Buffers are not sprung, it's the standard 040. That's the one side. That's the back end. That's the other side. Chimney. your pressure belt and the dumbbell. Not sure. Oh no, sorry, that's not a pressure belt. That's a dumbbell. That's supposed to be where the whistles go. That's your smelt box. That's on top, and that's underneath. Oh, that's where you'd fill it up with water. Those two water hatches there. Moving on. Before I start this one, just to let you know that was made by Hornby. The Caledonian Oval was made by Hornby. Right, another one, Hornby Railways. A bit of a damaged box. Industrial freight set. Let's open it up and see what's inside, just to let you know that this is not a complete train set. This was a complete train set, but unfortunately I replaced the tracks, but this is almost a complete train set. I'm only missing 3 curves and a switch point. But start with single second radius curve. Once again, tracks nickel and silver. The reason why I replaced the tracks is because of the steel rails. I don't use them. Right, moving on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single straights. Moving on. Oh, those are nickel and silver. So moving on. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nickel and silver. First radius, double curves. Moving on. Right, here we have an open wagon. Buffers are not sprung. Due for lemon juice. So that's the one side. That's the one end. That's the other side. And that's the other end. That's the top. That's the bottom. Moving on. Back to shell. So yes, it is another tanker. Only this time it's bigger and yellow. Non-sprung buffers. Should have it facing that way. It's got the shell logo there. It's got a bit of writing underneath there. It says just here, no naked lights, and then some writing underneath. I can't really read because it's too small. It's got the number 500 on it. There's more writing here. I can't really read it. It's too small. So that's the one side. That's the front. That's the other side. That's the back. That's the top where you've got a bit of a walkway. It is supposed to have a ladder once again, but I can always buy that. I've seen how the ladders clip on and off and very simple to do. That's underneath. Moving on. Guess what, folks? It's another cattle wagon. Unsprung buffers, this time it's got plastic wheels. I've already showed one of these, them technically all the same. This one's got plastic wheels and plastic couplings. Moving on. Right, if you like meat, this wagon is just for you. It says on it, Baxter's Meat Products. Sorry, Kent. Not sure what all that's about. I think it's from Kent. That's a place. Buffers are not sprung. It's one side. It's the other side. That's one end. It's the other side. It's the other end. That's the top. That's the bottom. Now, you can hear things moving about inside there. That's because you can actually take the roof off. Just to keep them safe for now. There's like all diamonds and stuff. There is actually broken glass in there, but I've actually roughed my fingers around them. There's no sharp edges. Like, I can even get a piece out without even cutting myself. But there is like these little tiny, and they're not glass, these are plastic. You can see me dropping them. Try and get it a bit closer to the camera. I want to try and hold one so I can try and put it into the camera. I'll do it this way. I'll put a few on the lid. See if I can get them to show on the camera. Yeah, you see them? They are actually diamond shaped, so it's a good feature to have. Realisticness. I mean, that there has been on a burglary train. He's robbed some gems from somewhere, I don't know where. Anyway, brake van, non-sprung buffers. It's different to the other one. Obviously, this one's made by Hornby, not Lima. there is some writing on it. It says more or less the same writing as the other one, so I'm not going to read that. That's the one side. The one end. The other side. The other end. Top. And the bottom. Moving on. Another L4L. Buffers are not sprung. There's a chimney. There's your water hatch. Dumbbell with 2 pressures on them. I think that's what they are from the looks on this one. And just there is the whistle. It says on it William Mansfield and Co. Carlisle. Co meaning company. And it's number 3. So that's the one side. That's the back. It's the other side. And that's the smelt box. Tiny little smelt box. That's the top. And that's the bottom. Moving on. Right. The exciting part. This is the one that I mentioned in my other video about it being about the manufacturer and not being mentioned. This is made by Bachmann. It is a switcher. As I said about it, that the front is broken, but check this out. Just give me a minute. Using this copper wire and a bit of chain and an acrylic pen, painted them up black. I did have this glued on, but when I went to move it, it snapped off. So obviously I did actually do another video of this, but I created this. Let's see what it looks like when I put it on the front. Back in a mouth. Sorry folks, but this is taking for ages. Unfortunately, what I've tried to glue onto the front of the locomotive kept snapping. I have no chain on it, so I've got to rebuild it. Don't expect it to look awful. Can't rebuild it. Oh, just as it says that, it managed to just cut a piece off. My attempt to rebuild it just hasn't worked, but it did look neat. I have actually had people see this. Unfortunately, I did actually show it on my last video because I put it on my last video, but all I've done really, if you can look at the front of there is super glue everywhere. And what I've done is made a right mess of it. So, big downfall on me anyway. It says there, Burlington Road, Burlington, number 9280. It's a switcher made by Bachmann. Well, that's the front, the one side of it. It's the back of it. I could put a light in on that if I drove that out. That's the other side. That's the front. And that's the top. And that's the bottom. I'm going to try once more at putting the front on. Right, I've made some success. I have actually made the 2 lengths, but I do have some more chain. So, soon. By the way, this is all the HO scale. Couldn't actually get it on the front. Actually on camera that doesn't look too bad, but from where I'm standing all I can see all over the front is super glue. By the way, these are all in this box, which is the last box. I'm moving on. It's a burn. Let's get it out the box. It's an SD60M. I believe I showed this on my first video. BNSF, Burlington Northern Santa Fe, or Big Noisy Smelly Fucker. Number 701. 107, sorry. So that's the one side. That's the back. It's got all the grab irons, the ladder, stuff like that. It's the other side. That's the front. That headlight there works. It's got 107 at the top there. Santa Fe at the front here. This is the top. It is missing 2 of the fans, but they can be replaced. Well, I did buy this off, I think I mentioned in my first video actually that I bought it off eBay for £25. All that was wrong with it is the brushes on the wheels was pushing against it. This actually now runs. Moving on. Another one that I believe is a Dern, Burlington, CB and Q, and a number and some small writing. Can't be bothered to read all that. got Burlington route at the top there, and then some more information there. Oh, everywhere west, and then some more information there. So that's the one side. That's the back where the brake wheel is. It's the other side, and that's the front where there's no brake wheel. That's the top. That's the bottom. Now, on most of my wagons, which obviously I showed in my first video, you can open the doors. Oh, hold on. So, oh, these ones do get stuck. There we go. And again on the other side, I'll open these ones first. It's all HO scale, all my American stuff. You can get HO European stuff, but HO double L gauge, it's all the same really. There we go, moving on. Still not sure of the make on this one, I did show this in my first video. If I read, yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a bit of sketch on this. Oh, it's HJ Heinz Company Pickle Car 73. So there's one side. That's the front. That's the other side. That's the back. There's supposed to be a brake wheel there, but it's been broken off. And that's the other side. Oh, yeah, should have showed straight on top. Up the top, as you can see, what's just happened there and there. These doors do open. If I just do that, push those ones back, push those ones back, and one of those hasn't opened. It's that one. So unfortunately, the two of these don't open because someone super glued them down. I'm looking to prise them off and replace them with fixed ones. And that's underneath. Let's close these back up on the camera just to show that them opening and closing. Moving on. Right, another one from the firm. Let's get it out of the box. It's another box wagon. It's got Brex there. RBBX and then number 79552 and some other small writing underneath. Got a little logo there. RBDF insulated and then some more information underneath. It's got a little bit more information there and then a symbol there. And obviously on this side BN Burlington Northern and then some information there. But anyway, that's the one side. That's the back. See the brake wheel at the top there. The other side. That's the front. Got a nice little walkway there. Ladders on the side going leading up to it. Same on that side. And that's underneath. Moving on. Once again, a Thurn. It is a cattle wagon. It's got ATSF there, which is Atchison, Topeka and Santa Fe. It's got a number there, which is 5065, and then some more writing here. Alright, that's the one side. That's the front. It's the other side. And that's the back. Right, once again, awesome features. If you look through the grates, you'll be able to see this. Hold on. Through the what's it called? You can see that I'm actually trying to. Oh, there we go. You just saw that. I did just open a door. I can open this one as well. So that's awesome. Close the other one. It's good that you can actually see through this as well. It looks very realistic. And on the other side, we'll open this one first. Can. Not that way. Hold on, this one does get stuck sometimes. This actually wasting up my video. Why is it doing that? There we go. That one. I'm going to close this one. Now if you can look through the door, you can actually see me close the other one. So, moving on. Oh, that's the top, by the way. And that's underneath. Not sure if I showed that or not. Moving on. Right, next one. Mantua. Now, I did show this on on the first video. As I said, I do have 5 of them. Here's the price. Like that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's get it out of the box. Now, this is the wagon. It says that diesel. Oh, I'm moving that back to the front. Diesel motor parts. On there it says forklifts only. I think. Yeah, forklift only. So that's the one side. That's the front. That's the other side. I didn't mention the Atchison and Towpacker ATSF and the number there. 22456. Alright, that's the back. There's a brake wheel. And that's the top. Obviously you can see the brake wheel a bit better. And that's underneath. Moving on. Actually, before we move on, I just want to show that these are actually all the same. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving on. Right, next one is Tyco. Let's get it out of the box. What this is a caboose. It's got logo there, Santa Fe. ATSF there, which is Atchison, Towpacker and Santa Fe. Number 7240. It's got some other writing there which I can't read. It's too small. Anyway, there's one side. There's the front. It's got a brake ladder there and a brake wheel there. There's the other side. There's the back. Once again, brake wheel there, ladder there. There's the top. And there's underneath. And that is my whole collection. Thanks for watching. Hold on, I should say whole collection so far. Thanks for watching. Night night. Oh, also, happy collecting. It is a shame about the front on that. I mean, when I first did it, it looked absolutely awesome. But when I went to grab it out of the box, it was me that accidentally knocked it off. But that front bit, I did actually have glued on. Because when I did my first video, I actually built it within the video, which would have looked awesome for the video. But anywho, I may do another video of where I actually rebuild the front to this. And I'm pressing stop on the video and then it say now.